What happened in this asylum went far beyond treatment and into the realm of torture. Experiments, mistreatments, even people disappearing. It's been abandoned since the year 2000 and now nature is reclaiming what's left. Ceilings have collapsed, corridors rot in silence, but the stories still linger.
Here we can head through the door there. This place has completely fell apart and become destruction. I don't think the whole hospital is like this though, so we're going to adventure around and see what else we can see. They have left remains here from when they were here 25 years ago. There is old computers just sitting on the floor, chairs, bathrooms, everything that was used here is still here. I've got to watch where I'm walking because the floor is just disappearing everywhere beneath me. We've found the old bath that is on a hydraulic lift. I dread to think what happened in this bath, what they've made people do. The thoughts are just unbearable. Mental asylums weren't only used to help people, they were actually used to experiment on people. Experimental drugs, trials to try and improve people's health, but at the same time made them a lot worse and go even more crazy. And to think I'm walking around here right now where all of this took place is actually quite terrifying. Who truly knows what souls haunt this place? The floor above is just falling down and tables and chairs have fell with it. The actual scary thing is, each one of these rooms is a complete different story in a different person's life, whether it would be good, bad, extreme, torture, scared, anything is a possibility in this hospital. There is a cupboard with chains on the wall. I really hope they didn't chain people in there and lock them in. I'm getting such an eerie feeling in my heart. It's doing mini palpitations as I'm just walking around this hospital. Just the thoughts of the poor people that were actually kept here and probably the extreme torture that they went through whilst they were staying here, and they probably never ever left. It's got a quote in there. This could have even been someone's bedroom that they tried to hide and stash out the way and close the door and seal them in. It just goes on and on and on. They've literally just left everything here and just walked out.
Back in the 1920s and 30s, mental health was poorly understood. Patients here were subject to brutal treatments, electroshock therapy, isolation, and worse. Some say unethical experiments were carried out behind closed doors. Places like this shouldn't have even existed. It's no surprise these corridors now lay empty.
Oh my God. This is a mental asylum theatre. What the hell is going on in this place? I never expected this. The lights are still on the ceiling. The speakers are still on the wall. Holy crap. Check out the size of this. Even the original light rail is still here hanging from the ceiling, which is barely intact. What on earth is something like this doing inside a mental asylum? Someone has written Ouija board on the wall that way. I don't even know where we are at this point in the hospital. It just goes on and on and on. Wow. Here is another bath. This is a filing cabinet that would have kept all previous clients' paperwork in there, information about their sickness, their trials, whatever experiments they were going through, was all kept inside one of these. It's got concrete on the front in case of a fire. It would always be protected. In some areas the floor remains, and in some areas it has completely disappeared. These corridors go on and on and on. Who knows what they would have even have kept in these drawers? Old medicines, injections, anything that the patients needed. That is so scary. There is just a chair sitting in the middle of the room. We've got this huge bay window, and up above it as well. This must have been the main grand entrance to the hospital, where they brought inmates in, and once they came in, they never left. We're entering the area where the walls are all tiled. And I have no idea why they're all tiled. The only thing I can suggest is easy cleaning. After whatever happened in here, they could wipe it all away. The story has it that every pane of window that is broken, that is a life lost inside this hospital. Imagine doing a ghost night walk in this abandoned mental asylum. If you fancy a go and doing it here with me one evening, comment "I'm in" down below.
At its peak, the asylum housed over 500 patients and had its own farms, water tower, chapel, and even a fire department. The asylum was built with the intention of being self-sufficient, so people never had to leave and unwanted guests never visit. The hospital was renamed several times over the years, from the Montgomeryshire Asylum to the Mid Wales Hospital. Unofficially, this was due to illegal activity that took place, but once profits had been taken, the ownership would change hands, hence being renamed. As mental health care evolved over the years, the hospital fell into decline, so the asylum had no choice but to close its doors of horror. This staircase is going up a very, very long way. Whoa, I hope the floor doesn't collapse. Here, the floor is missing. The scary thing is, there is a chair sitting just in that room, all on its own, in the very centre of the room. That's not the worst part. The worst part is, you can no longer access that room. So that chair has either been there ever since this building got emptied, or a spirit that walks this building has put that chair there because when he was here, that was his room before he passed away. And he still uses it to this day. I've got the old, original floor tiles. These are hundreds of years old. Whoa. This wood is super old. And this part of the building is super dark. Old safe in the wall. There is an old safe inside the wall that people have tried to saw through and they've not achieved it. The old original safe built into the wall that people have tried to saw through and not been able to get in. I wonder what is inside there. That must be something of extreme value to go through the lengths of leaving it sealed shut throughout everyone evacuating and leaving this building. And it's still locked today.
These mental asylums are just full of deranged people. What kind of people would honestly want to work here?
I don't know, but I want to get the hell out of here. I'm trying to hold my breath. That's how silent it is. I'm scared.
You must have to be severely sick in the head to want to work in one of these places and torture innocent people.
I think someone called it hell.
We've got wing 24 and wing 25, both entrances either side, where patients used to lay for hours upon end. Patients were allowed to use this area in their free time when they were allowed out of their cell or holding room. Has a canopy over it with no real roof as such, so they could enjoy the fresh air and get some air in them, but not allowed to leave the grounds. What the hell is this? This is some creepy stuff. There's even an old air raid bunker hidden behind the fence under the trees. This place is centuries old. Someone wants that seat inside at all times when it's raining. But how long has it been there? And who actually puts it inside and outside? Just found the old garages where they have the pit, where they would have done maintenance on all of the old ambulances that came in and out of this mental asylum. Huge pits, so they could fit the ambulances over the top and continue their work on them to keep them in use. Wow, that is so creepy. I thought that was blood running down the wall. The electric for this property is still switched on to this day. You can hear it buzzing away with the electric, all the volts running through it. I'm having to be super careful where I'm walking. There are just random holes appearing that are going straight through about 10 feet to the basement. Whoa, this place is insane. These are the huge water tanks that they would have used to boil up the water for baths, hot water, all running throughout the hospital, and these tanks are huge. Judging by boiler 1 and 2 and the huge size of these, they meant serious business for whatever these were doing. I don't even know where we are at this point. This hospital is so disorientating just walking around it. No wonder its inmates were so crazy. I'm becoming crazy just walking around it.
As I try to find my way out, silence clings to every crumbling wall. It's hard to believe this place once echoed the sounds of life, patients, nurses, screams, and sorrow. I've walked through abandoned wards, stood beneath the theatre's rotting beams, and stared into rooms where lives were changed forever. From harsh treatments to total isolation, this place was meant to heal, but it often did the opposite. Now, nature reclaims it, and the ghosts of its past linger in every shadow. This isn't just a building, it's a warning, a memory, and a piece of history we can't afford to forget. It invites us to reflect on how far we've come and how far we still have to go.